My bad, little bad timing. Look, you guys, look at this. I feel like I'm a telemarketer. Check out this.
Good work,
It's my,
doggy.
no, it's my bride's, dude. And last week there was all this like background noise. Well, part of that was because I had a herd of elephants. Uh, by that I mean my kids bouncing
Remember,
around.
remember
But
to turn your phones and pagers on quiet, kids.
but yeah, I think we're gonna try this thing out. This thing is weird. I feel like I'm driving track. That's not a knock on any of the truck drivers out there. Chris Clone, hey our buddy Chris Clone, who used to, well, he was the front man of a band called 10 Foot Tall and 80 Proof, and
Yeah.
he grew up in Michigan, and he moved back there a few years back with his bride and the family, and he drives truck now. He's been driving truck. I don't know for how long, but he's driving big rigs, Raj, and
He's a toilet paper deliveryman.
he post I heard well I saw one of his posts today. So in Lansing they were having this big like what do you call it, uh what's the word I'm looking for, protest.
Part. Oh,
Oh, this like social distancing protest for and they all like got out and did this gridlock with all their vehicles, and so he posted something on there about it was like this meme or this gif or whatever you call them. Gif, is it gif or gif, guys?
I bet I've
um
always said GIF.
there was this GIF that he posted of like this semi just taking out this row of cars and stuff. He's like, "This is what should be happening right now." Anyways, the big rig thing got me going on that tangent. What has nothing to do with you or I, John. We've never driven a big rig, but um, so it looks like uh, Nico Norton's here. Hey, Nico. Nobody ever calls you that, but I'm just calling you that right now.
Say that's a first.
um,
To the Norton
so
crew, love y'all.
so I,
Cheers.
I got a John. I didn't tell you about this, but I did get a couple of suggestions for topics for tonight.
Yeah, hit it.
Um, I kind of put out there that they could message us or cheers, Carolyn, Mama
Cheers,
Carolyn,
Carolyn. Cheers,
um,
Carolyn.
or that they could either message us or post in the comments some stuff that they wanted us to talk about. It wouldn't even necessarily need to be songs, but we'd probably do a song or two within there. So because we've kind of covered the 95% of the new project, and I want to leave a couple of those things to be surprises.
Fair
Um,
enough.
but there are a couple of things that I wanted to talk about that we could. Thanks, Ben.
Love you,
Uh,
Fieri. Love you, Paulie.
that
Love you,
we could
Jess.
that we could talk about to kick it off, and then maybe it'll lead into a song. So, fellas, ladies, grandpas, grandmas, and everybody else there, Ben's, go herders. If there's something that you guys want us to talk about here, go. Feel free to interrupt me on this chat here, since I can't actually hear you. Um, but John, I was gonna actually wanted you to start off with this was one that we got like a couple weeks ago, and have gotten um, posted in the comments, even like on the performance stuff. Will you tell the story of the Gibson guitars, starting with
Yeah.
Hops One, and kind of just run through that, and then you can go ahead and you can tell them as much as you'd like.
Sure.
How about that way? But let's kind of tell them, because there's a lot of these folks that kind of heard about how that all came about, the inception of Hops One, and then you can kind of go from there. So hit it.
Yeah. Well, Hops One was actually a prize. So a friend of ours called us up and said Gibson acoustic guitar is putting on a contest, and you guys should submit a song. And at the time, Dog and I were playing with the Clintons. 99% of you know that Dog and I play with a band called the Clintons, but for the three of you that show up that are only El Wencho fans that don't know that Dog and I play with a full rock band, we submitted a song, "Come with Me," and goodness golly jeepers G, we won the competition. So a year later, I'm literally walking my dog through the park, and if my phone rings, and it's my friend Michelle Wolf, and Wolf, and I just start swearing and says, "What the f you doing, darling?" She's like, "Johnny, you remember that contest you entered?" And I'm like, "F yeah!" And she's like, "All right, I'm gonna have to dial back the profanity there, bud." I'm like, "Uh-oh." And Michelle, for anybody who knows Michelle, she's got two personas. She's got Rio Michelle, who we all love and know, and then she's got on air Michelle, who can power through. Like you just know she's oh no, she's on air. So, but I didn't know she was on air. She's just my friend. My friend's calling me. So she goes, John, the Clintons won it, and so this is what's going on. You just want a guitar. I'm like, sweet. So obviously the profanity backed off. We finished the phone interview. Thank you, Michelle, for the heads up that I would be live on air.
Hey,
And
let me interrupt you for a sec.
go for it.
Did you say what year this was? Do you remember? Was it oh
Oh,
06?
07-ish.
It was
Oh,
6 or
06,
7,
07.
right? Yeah, because it would have been
Yeah.
between. So it would have been between. We put out Mexico in 05, and then Not
Yeah.
Fighters was 07, I think. No, 6 or 7.
Man,
Yeah, so it would have been like, yeah, it would have been like 6 or 7.
you guys are awesome, man. So many people have shown up. Chenoweth, good to see you. Love y'all.
Colonel, what's up, Kern?
The Colonel. Hey, for what it's worth, we won this guitar. They had a nice little ceremony for it. We played a few songs, and then 3.5 years later, I was playing in Billings with the Clintons, and to be blunt, was under the influence of alcohol and did not want to drive my motor vehicle, and I left my motor vehicle downtown, and I came back to my motor vehicle at 8 a.m. Smash. Someone had smashed the rear windshield and stolen the guitar. Then 3.5 years later, I get a phone call, a tip from somebody that I could or couldn't, might or might not name, that might or might not be in this chat room right now. God bless you, Paul Humphrey, who's saying. Anyways, got a tip that it might be at a pawn shop, and a couple phone calls to detectives later, and sure as shit, got the guitar back. Had to spend $1,000 getting her fixed up. It was in real rough shape, but sounds good and it's fun to play. And
So that was
one thing about this.
Go ahead.
Yeah, in the meantime, so I submitted that it was stolen, so there was a replacement that was made. So we call that Hops 2. So then I told the gal, if I ever get Hops 1 back, what do I do? And she's just like, well, then obviously let us know, and we will go from there, as you know. And then boom, as soon as the claim was over, she dropped me as a customer. So now I have no legal. I don't have to legally tell my old insurance company. By the way, 3.5 years later, it turned up in a pawn shop, smelling like cigarette smoke.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome to get it was pretty awesome to get a text. I believe it was either a text and or a Facebook message from our friend Paulie Humphrey, who works with Q2, and he, if I remember the story right, one of his coworkers was in the pawn shop that this guitar was in. This would have been what, like 7 years later? No, 5 years, 3 years later, 5 years later.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
like 4 years.
Anyways, I get a random like, hey man, I got some news that you might want to hear, and he got a hold of me and said this, my buddy that works with us at Q2 saw this guitar, he recognized it right away. Call the guy. I'm like, I'll get John for you. So then
yeah, that was awesome.
John got a hold of the detective, and anyway, so we got Hops 1, the original one, back. It was kind of beat up, got it all cleaned up, all tuned up. Is that it right there?
Yeah, this is Hops 1, everybody. So this if I've got it there, the pick guard is actually a hops vine with some hops flowers. That's not marijuana. I can't tell you how many people have said, "Oh, it's marijuana." No, dude, get your hops and get your marijuana right, folks. The very talented Marisha Schultz drew
sister-in-law.
that.
That's your sister-in-law, not mine.
So my wife's sister made that, and then the master luthier for Gibson at the time, his name Ren Ferguson. Yeah, Ren actually dremeled that sucker in. So that's dremeled in and then painted on. So it's dremeled in, painted on, and urethaned over. So it's a nice piece of work, nice piece of art.
Yeah. So the insurance money covered Hops 2. So he had Hops 2, and now we have 2. So like the funny thing about this is going through all of this stuff, which you both experienced. John was in some serious trauma for a while. We had to go back to like a tailor and then play this Gibson. Anyways, but now, like looking over just randomly and seeing both of those guitars on stage, I'm like, dude, there's like, X amount of dollars sitting over there, and they're both custom made. It's pretty awesome. Granted, the second one wouldn't have come around if the first one hadn't got stolen, so it actually worked out all right. But first, let me make one more comment about, do you guys feel like I should be selling ShamWows right now? Check this out. This is ridiculous. What it's worth,
back to the story. Laura Porter says it was stolen in 2014, and it was because that night I was asking Porter, "Hey, I am under the influence of alcohol. Will you please drive me home?" And she's like, "I got to drive these other drunks home." And I was like, "Please drive my car home." She's like, "Jesus, drunk, no." And then that next morning, it was like, "Man, I gotta figure this out."
Hey, why don't you play "Come with Me" since we're
Yeah.
already into that, and that's the song that
So that was
won
the
the, you know.
song. Yeah, the song that sent the Clintons down the Clintons' path. So on that note, here's "Come
El
with Me,"
El
y'all.
El
Here's
Bucco. I
"Come with
like
Me."
that, Ty. Cheers.
Well, I can see you're brewing up the usual mischief, and I catch your contagious laugh. Talk about your all-time crushes. This one takes them all. Life begins to feel a little less heavy. There's a little more color every time I look around. Talk about your all-time crushes. This one takes them all. I want to indulge in you. Too much of a good thing's never enough. Too bad we can't do this all the time. We never accomplish anything more, but now come with me. It's a beautiful day for a getaway, baby. Come with me. So great to be alive. Come with me. Forget about the troubles and winning and bringing you down. I can sing to you, or maybe make you breakfast. Either way, that's really all I know how to do. And if you don't care, we can skip out on this town, sort it out tomorrow. Tomorrow. I want to indulge in you. Too much of a good thing's never enough. Too bad we can't do this all the time. We never accomplish anything more, but now come with me. It's a beautiful day for a getaway, baby. Come with me. So great to be alive. Come with me. Forget about the troubles that are winning and bringing you down. Let go of all those stupid things we do. It's not us when we're together, no. I feel distracted, but I don't mind. You know that I don't mind. Come with me. It's a beautiful day for a getaway, baby. Won't you come with me? So great to be alive. Come with me and forget about the troubles that are winning and bringing you down. Come with me. It's a beautiful day for a getaway, baby. Come with me. So great to be alive. Come with me. Forget about the troubles that are winning and bringing you down. Come with me.
Get away, baby.
Come with me. Come with me. Yeah.
Job, dude.
Thanks, doggy. Hey,
Ooh,
Vernon.
hey,
Liberty.
Vernon.
Sandy. Nate. Heathman. Glenda.
Hey,
Kyle Chenoweth. Tyler. Ashley. Rick.
Dios
Jessica.
mío, man. Hey, Scott and Michelle Hershey, congratulations. Happy anniversary.
Hey, the Hershey's. Sure love you guys, man. Supporting music in Helena, Montana. The Mighty Mo.
Uh,
This message brought to you by Wencho.
I have another few
Excuse me.
topics
Happy
here.
anniversary, friends.
Oh, so we talked about the Gibson guitars. So I had one that let's hold on. What's it say? Oh, um, I had somebody ask what our favorite. So individually, I would have to think, what is your favorite story? This is a rabbit hole. What is your favorite story from the full band days?
Oh, geez. I don't
And I
know.
think, we're this is, I mean, just go for it, I
The
guess.
Statute
I
of
mean, don't
Liberty or
we
the
don't want to throw
statute of
we don't want to
limitations.
throw
There we
any
go.
we don't want to throw any of the other 2 to 4 guys under the bus. So probably don't name names, but
We'll change the names to protect the innocent. There was a drummer called Evi Smila, and no, man, it was funny because all through all of our quote unquote party days, we still just wanted to play music. I mean, it's kind of wild because yeah, it's the Clintons, but dude, I just wanted to play my guitar. Just wanted to sing for people. It's really funny to think back. I was, you partied and you screwed around, and because that's what you did. But the music was still the fire, man. Still is. It's all I want to do.
do you
So,
do you
what's
do
your
you so do you don't have an actual
well?
an actual
Probably
story?
as
Got to
soon
pick
as you
one.
said what's your craziest, and you got those three, and
Well, no,
then
they shoot. No,
those three
honestly,
words,
the
but those three
question
words came
was
out of your mouth.
favorite. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was favorite story.
What's my favorite? Well, it couldn't have been what, like 3-4 months ago. We had an early enough gig where I just told you, dog, I'm cashed, and so your friends. Well, we're friends with Rich, but we were in Great Falls, so you're having a beer with Rich before you come back to the hotel room, and I come to the hotel room, and the door right next to us, there's a kid. He's 22 years old. B looks about 6'2", blonde-haired Norwegian god, good-looking kid, probably 6'2", 190, ripped six-pack, and he's sitting stark naked in the hallway on his doorway in the Holiday Inn, third floor, with his hands covering his
Oh
crotch,
yeah,
passed
that's
out at
right.
like 10 o'clock at night, man.
Because I was still across the street,
You were at the
and
bar having a beer
you
with
had
Rich. You're
gone
just
home, and
like, yeah,
I
you're
was
just
still at
like,
the
dude, I'll
thing,
catch
and
you at
my
20.
phone is blowing up, and I'm like, what does he possibly
So
want?
I'm
It
poloing
says
you.
it says
Like,
John on my phone. I'm like, what does he possibly want? He's across the street, so he's
it's
pulling me. I'm like,
dark.
dude, I better take this. So I open it up, and I'm like, what is?
Oh, dude,
And
I
there's
should
this
try
just
and.
picture of this dude, and John is like outside. He's like,
Uh,
all you hear is,
I should try and find that polo.
and then you see the phone come out the front of the door, and there's this dude sitting there, stark, with his like arms crossed and his legs crossed, and his arms like his cup and his nuts, and he's passed
Uh,
out. And that is the polo. And he goes
uh,
back inside. He's like, dude, this guy's been here.
dude,
And
so of
so
course,
so I'm like,
I'm
Rich,
the
I gotta go.
TM.
So I'm like, hold my beer. So I ran from the bar and ran across the street so I could go up and see it for myself. And then he was gone. I'm like, what the? And I'm like, dude, there's no way you could have made that up. He's like, dude, I don't know, but somebody came and got him.
Well, the thing is, so all right, the plot thickens, dog. If you recall, and I don't expect you to remember any of this, dude, I had to use the restroom, so I'm using the restroom, and that's as far as I need to go. But I'm taking some time, and I hear knock, knock, knock on the door, and I know it's naked dude. I'm like, I'm sorry, naked guy, I can't help you, man. I'm a little bit. And I said those words. Well, then I
You
hear
no wait,
knock,
wait,
knock, knock.
that
Yep,
was
I
in
hear
our hotel
knock.
room, right? The
Yes,
bathroom in our
so
hotel room.
so admittedly, like you're not there, and so you just kind of have the bathroom door cracked, and I hear thunk, thunk, thunk on our
Oh,
door,
that's
which is
right.
right there. So I hear him knock on the door next door, and then finally knock, 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 and hear, and like you can tell, like, what the fuck are you doing, Reg? Get in here. October 16th. I'm gonna see if I can
Okay.
find the polo dog.
Now you did a good one on
Oh,
that. That was a
Lord
good
have
one, but
mercy.
that wasn't full band, John. You didn't follow the
No,
rules.
that was
All
just
right.
a.
So I have
That's what
one.
came to mind.
So this was back. So pretty much all of my favorite stories from the full band come or go all the way back to when we had the RV, which we had 2 RVs. The first one was Steve, and the second one was Deuce, which was Steve too, but we called it Deuce. Anyway, so we're somewhere between LA and Phoenix on the interstate, and it's hot, and we pull over on Cardigan. We pull over on the side of one of these exits, and I would either, if I wasn't driving, I was drinking. So I had been doing God knows what and drinking and whatever. So we get out. I go out to take a leak, and guys, I shit you not. Levi gets out. I get out. I think Ian was still in the band. Ian gets out. We're all standing there, and there is a can of like, it's fully, so it's totally, it's a can of beer, but it's completely like unopened, non-punctured or anything, but it's all faded out. You could make out just enough of it to where it was, I think it was a Busch Light. And, and Ian, for some reason, he must have saw my shoulders hunch forward. He just goes, "Don't do it." And Levi's eyes got like this big. He's like, "Oh," he knew. And I went down and I felt it, and it was like hot, like not burn your hand hot, but hot. I pick it up and I'm looking at it, and I'm like blowing the dust off of it. And I get a water bottle and I like pour the water on top of the can and like wash it all off. And Ian's like, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm doing it." Dude, it was so hot. And I got about 3 chugs of it down. I'm like, "I can't do it." And I really thought Levi, he couldn't have got in the driver's seat any faster. I thought he was going to leave me there on the side of the road. I don't think he talked to me for like 4 shows. He was so grossed out. With him and I used to share a bed all the time on the road, and I guarantee, dude, I didn't even sleep that night. Thought he was gonna like, apparently like roaches were gonna fall out of my eyes or something. But that's a good one. We should play another song. And by we, I mean you.
Yeah, I'm
Why
still
don't you pull one out of your hat from around that time? Something that what can you remember from back then?
king of the roadies.
No, I mean from 2006 or 7.
Oh, some from back there. I'm still looking for that stupid polo of the
How
naked
about
guy.
how about you play can you play what's something off of Mexico or Not Fighters that you can do?
Not fighters. Out of her mind, we still do all the time.
You do that one. I have to
Out
beat
of
on
her
something,
mind.
but I can.
All right. That's my favorite song off that record. Out of her mind. This girl's got my fancy. Apparently, she fancies me too. She's sharp as a tack, loves to laugh. She's beautiful to boot. Everything she does comes easily and naturally with beauty and such grace. The part that I like best is when she holds me close in her sweet embrace. The only problem I foresee, she says she's into me, makes me question her mental sanity. If I'm in her head, she's out of her mind. To love someone like me, I'm crazy all of the time. Love is no reason and it sure has no rhyme. If I'm the one in her head, she's gotta be out of her mind. Yeah. She likes going out in public places, kissing on me and holding my hand. Got me tripping when she's skipping down the sidewalk. Her wish is my command. Sits by me at the game, knows all the players by their names. The bigger fan and it puts me to shame. So if I'm in her head, she's out of her mind. To love someone like me, I'm crazy all of the time. Love is no reason and it sure has no rhyme. If I'm the one in her head, she's gonna be out of her mind. Yeah. And not too long from now, I'm gonna ask that girl to marry me. And if she says yes, I think the whole world would agree. If I'm the one in her head, she's out of her mind. To love someone like me, I'm crazy all of the time. Love is no reason and it sure has no rhyme. For the one in her head, yeah. If I'm the one in her head, she's out of her mind. To love someone like me, crazy all the time. has no rhyme. Found the one in her head, she's gonna be out of her mind. When love has no reason, and it sure has no rhyme. Found the one in her head, she's gonna be out of her mind. Yeah. To love someone like me, she's out of her mind.
Job, dude. Hey, so Amber Spring, our friend Spring from Haber. You remember Amber?
Amber.
How could you forget her? Hi, Amber. She had a good request. Sexual relations on the radio.
There we go.
Which I think would be a good one. And then I have not a preface. What's the other thing on the end?
An attachment.
Thank you.
After postscript.
Postscript after you're done. Raj, it's Whiskey Wednesday. Just
I don't know if you. So to all the friends that I've missed, hello, Soph, love you, Soph, hello, Sarah, and hello,
hi, Linda.
Sheldon
Douglas.
Dude,
there's
Sheldon,
a plastic. By the way, he's got stories too. He's got stories about us from then. You can ask him.
Yeah. You want some dirt? You want some dirt on the Clintons? You just ask Sheldon. Sheldon was at every Clinton's show. Every Clinton show. All right.
This is my son. There's Stetson. Hi, buddy.
We used to joke all the time. Hey, Stetson. We used to joke all the time. Me and Jim Napier. Like, what does it take to be a singer-songwriter? What does it take to be a singer-songwriter? And then I heard one day, you got to write a song in A9. So Jim said, well, you better write a song in the key of A9. So he didn't even know what the key of A9 was. He was parroting whatever I said. You could just say whatever. Yeah, the blinker fluid's low. Yeah, the blinker fluid's low. So here's my song in the key of A9. This is called Sex on the Radio. Days are good because you're with me. I could complain about the world. Nothing's wrong with the world when you're around. When you're around. Big J. Days are good when you're with me. We could lay in bed all day. Dream about doing something a little bit more productive. Instead, I'm gonna roll the windows down, watch the traffic fly on by. There's no need to worry, we can take our time. And then another song about sex starts playing on the radio. And it sounds so good, the world gets to sing along. Melody takes us someplace she don't like to stay. And all your good love comes my way. This is our holiday. And I love the way you hold my hand every time we drive. And I love the way you laugh at me when I get to stumbling over my own words. Love the way you're right. sax starts playing on the radio. And it sounds so good, the world gets to singing along. The melody takes us someplace we don't like to stay. And all of your good love comes my way. Baby, all of your good love comes my way. This is our holiday. Another song about sex starts playing on the radio. This is our holiday. Another song about sex starts playing on the radio. This is our holiday. Another song about sex starts playing on the radio. This is our holiday.
Dude, some old ones. So I told you I had a postscript. Well, I didn't tell you that. You told me that that's what the term was called, postscript. So our friend Sarah, actually, I had Sarah Adlington. I actually had this as a topic on my notes, and you just happened to put it in the chat. But she wanted to know what our favorite stop on our first like Wencho tours that we went on out to the Midwest, and if we had any memorable stops because she's a Wisconsinite. I actually meant to talk about. So some of you guys might have saw, like I think it was Friday night or Saturday or something. I posted. I went through the vault that I could find, anyways, because there's plenty that I can't find that are somewhere. And I found a couple of pictures of us. One of them, actually, the last two, or the first one I posted was from the old Lewis and Clark tap room when it still had the burlap sacks and was underneath the brew house across from Carol and Helena. But then I discovered our old tour journals. So the first time that we went, John and I by ourselves out to the Midwest, we did like a 14-day. It wasn't four. I think it was 12 days. We did like 8 or 9 shows in 12 days. And John at the time owned an orange Chevy Aveo. Some of you guys were around for this and remember this. We didn't have any merch. All we had was, like, I had my flight case. I took all my stuff out of my flight case. We shoved everything that we had, our PA, all of it, into John's little pumpkin hatchback and drove. Now the good thing is that the overhead was low because it only cost us, like, I remembered running the numbers. We put on 3,200 miles and we only paid like $325 in gas or something ridiculous. It was insane. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. That thing got like 47 miles a gallon. Anyways, so we found, well, John used to have, I don't know if you had your smartphone then, but he had this little digital camera or whatever. And then when we got home, he would do all this footage and then he would be on his laptop while I was driving all of the 3,200 miles. Well, that's not fair to John. 3,000 of the 3,200 miles I drove. The other 200 were after shows or when I decided I wanted to drink.
Actually,
Anyway,
I was gonna say daylight. You drove, and as soon as the sun went down, there was a beer in your hand, and I drove from there on out.
see, Stacy
And that was even,
knows.
that was
Stacy,
even better.
yes. And just like Corey Trudell, yes, exactly like Robbo in the exact same car. And sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No.
You were finishing up. Oh, so anyways, so he would edit all of this. And we basically tried to do like one every day or every 2 days when we were on tour. And John, we'd stop, or he'd be sitting in the front seat, and everything's like piled in, and he'd have his neck roll, and he'd be sitting up front with headphones on his MacBook, editing the video footage that he took from the day before, and like putting graphics and everything. And so I found, wait for it. I'm sure like they'd care. I found 8 or 9 tour journals that I'm going to start posting them. I think I might post them like every Monday just to kick off the week, but they're in sequence. I actually went through them like, I don't know, do these make sense? Like, can I do like number 7 and then go back to number 2? But dude, they're hilarious. And they're like kind of shoddy now. I mean, obviously with everything that we have now with all this HD stuff, they're like pretty grainy, but there's pictures of us like on the farm in Fairview at Ian's parents' house while they're like filling up the Durham wheat to be seeded and stuff or whatever, and like all this stuff. It's ridiculous. We all like we were 20, well, no, early 30s then, uh, late 20s. It's hilarious. So keep your eyes open for that because um, John, you probably haven't seen. I haven't seen them since I think we put them up, and I guarantee you have it because they're hilarious. We both look a lot younger on those. I look
Kills me.
fatter. I actually look fatter on those.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Oh, such a piece of crap, dude. You really are. You know that, right?
Uh, uh, let's
Dude, I am still
hope.
desperately looking for that video for that naked guy. I swear I saved it, but apparently I didn't. It's probably a good thing too. And do you remember that? So going back to that story, the naked guy in the middle of a Holiday Inn on the third floor, just sleeping in the middle of the hallway. Uh, you were chatting with me on the phone, and you were telling me that the bar had served him, and they had to cut him off. And so I was telling you,
Oh
oh
well, the Rich had told me that.
yeah,
I,
yeah. And
I
so I
didn't
was
know
like,
that. It's not like I saw him do it, but yeah, I had caught wind. I showed him the polo. That's what it was. You're like,
yeah,
that guy was in here.
yeah. And so I was thinking, oh, I should help this guy out. But when you're like, yeah, they had to cut him off, and oh, he kept going. Well, yeah, he needs a dose of humble pie. He needs to wake up naked in a hotel hallway and go, oh shit, I should probably drink less.
Hey, Benny Fieri, your comment. That's why you dropped me in the middle of that song about your Taco John's conversation with Raj. So dumb.
That's
I
funny.
love you.
Lee
Go
Humphrey. John's
Herders.
always Lee Humphrey says John's always looking for another naked man. By the way, Mike Stone. That's a name from the past. I love
There
the
is
hell
a
out of
meme
you,
from the
Mike
past.
Stone.
I noticed that
God
too.
bless you, Mike Stone. Mike, wherever you are in the universe, I love the hell out of you. Hope your bride's well. Hope your babies are well.
I noticed that too. Hey, we have one. John, get your
Yeah,
guitar
brother.
ready.
Get that guitar.
Let me go back and find it. Oh, hey Ken Stockwell. It's your birthday tomorrow. Let me hear Senior Kegger, I'm assuming. So happy birthday tomorrow, Ken. John, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, play Senior Kegger for this
Kegger.
man.
And who is it for?
Ken
Kent. Cheers, brother.
Stockwell.
Mr.
All right.
Stockwell.
This is also good. This is also a good
It's our Kent.
Midwest
That's
song
our
because it's
Kent.
about that. It's about that same era and a drink of beer.
Hot Carl, welcome to the party, brother. And Mike, good to know you're warm. It snowed today in Helena. All right, Senior Kegger, Old Clinton song. Here we go. I'm having Sunday morning coffee with Grandpa. He's not looking so good. It seems his way of life, it's taking its toll. Won't take care of himself like he should. Says he doesn't get to hang out with his buddies much. They're too old to change their tune. Grandma just smiles as she refills our coffee. Says Grandpa's gonna do what Grandpa's gonna do. Grandpa got crazy last night, partying and carrying on. Who knew that Gramps and his crew could play me a game of beer pong? They might be moving slow, that doesn't slow them down. Cause they throw down every time they get together. All night, Senior Kegger. Grandpa's buddy Harold hands me a K-cup. Says we may be old, but the night's still young. They talk about the war, they get all choked up. Then Grandpa turned to me and said, listen up, son. Be true to your God, save your best for your family. Be with people you trust, you'll be a happy man. And I trust you, kid. Pick me up by the legs and help an old man do a cake stand. Grandpa got crazy last night, partying and carrying on. Who knew that Gramps and his crew could play me a game of beer pong? They might be moving slow. That doesn't slow them down. Cause they throw down every time they get together. It's an all-night senior kegger. And Grandpa climbed up on the kitchen table, said, everybody raise your drinks high. It's been a lot of fun, but everybody out. 'Cause me and Grandma need some alone time. Grandpa got crazy last night, partying and carrying on. Who knew that Gramps and his crew would be behind his playing beer pong? They might be moving slow, that doesn't slow them down. Cause they throw down every time they get together. It's an all-night senior kegger. Yeah. Every time they get together, it's an all-night senior kegger.
Dude.
It's an oldie but goodie.
So everybody's been asking me how hard it is for me to sit here by myself and sit still and not play anything. What's it like for you to play without me? Be honest, John.
It's hard to remember the words and keep my enthusiasm high with no external. This is where Dog and I really have brought you all together.
These are how the songs are really supposed to sound and be played.
Let's talk about the mental health of an extrovert singer-songwriter during the quarantine. Yeah.
Can I sell you guys any ShamWows, by the way? I'm right here waiting to take your calls. I'm waiting to take all your calls.
Talk about songwriting, artistic disasters. We've got you covered. All right.
I'm out of. I have one little last thing to do. If you guys have not necessarily a song or two, but even any questions or anything, post them down here on the chat room. But I had a little thing. I was like, this would be fun. Let's do. We can do this towards the end of every one of these that we do. Let's do a did you know? So, what's something, John, on your end that is a random bar trivia winner that somebody would know about you or not know about you, I should say, or something that I might not even know.
A stranger?
I know everything about you.
I'm wearing your panties right now, Josh.
You also have a picture. You also have a picture of a naked guy on your phone. So
no, a video. A video, and it starts out, if you recall, it starts out with me, and I'm filming my hotel key, Holiday Inn room 376 or whatever. Every room is always like way above what it is. Holiday Inn room 1498. Boom. And then I literally pull the door open, I put the phone out in the hallway, and there's a naked guy. I pull the door back. It starts with the Holiday Inn key. I remember it. I can't find the damn phone. Joe and Lindsay Miller, if I sent it to you, send it back to me, please. I beg of you. We'll send it to Kier Dog. He'll put it up. If there's any way we can.
I don't know, man.
Poor kid's face out. Yeah.
Well, we wouldn't get.
Here's what we'll do is we'll just text it to all of you that we have your direct phone numbers because it's hilarious. How's that? Which is 80% of this chat room, and for the 20% that we don't, this is our ploy to get your phone number. Apparently.
Are you going to do that? Are you going to answer the question, John? Are you going to do the
ADD? I already forgot the question.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm moderating.
Talking about naked men. That's what the whole theme of this thing has been.
Listen. Do you want to give them something that they don't know, that they might not know?
I once open mouth kissed a horse.
That's incredible.
It's a line from Austin Powers. Tell me something I don't know. Oh, I open mouth kissed a horse once.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't remember that. I don't remember that. I actually believed you because I could see you doing that.
Let's see. This won't shock anybody that I self-taught myself. I'm self-taught on mandolin because as my son Finnegan was learning how to walk, he would just literally waddle around our house, and I would just have a mandolin, and I would practice scales that I had looked up on the internet, and would just practice chords. So that's something.
Hey, That
I
is a
didn't.
good one,
Yeah, I
actually.
didn't actually practice guitar in a soundproof. I walked and I followed a toddler for a year and played mandolin for an hour or two a day, every day.
Okay, so there is a question back on here that I think is funny. What is the names? We haven't thought about this. This would be great. What are the names of the dude, the logger, and the girl in Tree Hugger?
Oh,
Did you ever have a
I
name come into your head when you were making that up on the fly?
no,
Well, not on the fly, but when you did the parody, did you have
no.
any
So
names?
Tree Hugger was
So we could
actually
actually
written.
coin the names right here in episode 4 of the
Yeah,
Hangtime live chat, April
Tree
15th,
Hugger,
2020. Is this what
dude.
we're gonna do? Is it we're gonna drop it right now?
That would have been the original Heartless Wench trio at KO's Club. Is when,
That's when that came up
yeah, dude. Because
with Violet.
Jim Napier spent like three, I don't know, maybe four. Oh, please tell me you found it, Linz. Oh, God bless you, Linz, if you found it. Oh, it's just me. so,
That's it. That's the one.
so it starts
That's
out
the one.
Ingrid. I'm back here in the
Yes,
hotel.
that's
So
the
I said
one.
that to my friend Lindsay and Joe. All right, that works for me.
Lock her
Bless you,
in.
Linz. God bless
What's
you.
your
Okay.
do you what are the names? What are the names?
So there were no names because that was like Jim, if you recall, he wrote that there was a Jewel song that was on the radio. Just about an 8-year old. So we wrote a parody. I just scammed an 8-year old, paid 2 cents for a Tootsie Roll. You think I'm evil, this I know, but I was really broke then. I don't even remember what the real song was. It was just a Jewel song. Anyways, back to the Tree Hugger song. No names.
Maybe that's her name. Maybe that's her name is Jewel. The girl's name is
Jewel.
Jewel. I think we
No,
just did it.
it's about a bobcat and a grizz who fall in love. So we'll call her Fantasy.
How about
No,
Wanda?
no Fantasia. We got Fantasia from Missoula, and we got Chauncey from Bozeman. we got Buttersworth.
I think it should be
What's a
Bridger.
good?
I think it should be
Yeah,
Bridger.
totally. It's Bridger and Fantasia.
Hey boys. Actually,
Hey,
John. Hey, Josh boys. This is
oh, that's
perfect
our
timing.
boy.
Okay, now I'm
Yeah,
going ADD on you. Now listen to this. Josh
yeah.
boys. He just posted in here. Uh, he still has. He has a place called Stillwater Sound. They had to move out of Absorki, but he still has his lighting and sound and all that stuff. He just doesn't have an event space. I think we should play one for him, Raj. How
I
about King
agree.
of the Roadies? Should we do King of the Roadies for Josh?
Yes, and then we're gonna leave people with a video.
About the neck tattoo?
I
Well,
love it.
I gotta.
It's our love song. It's
Hold
our
on.
love song to our brother Josh.
Okay, well,
Never miss.
we'll leave him with that after this, but I have to do my. Did you know? You guys might not know this,
Oh,
but
what's it? Did you know
uh,
about Josh Keir?
I'm actually a reverend. Well, by that I mean I married a couple about 3 years ago, so you don't have to technically be a reverend for that. But yeah, dog does weddings. He did one wedding and did it well. I would like to say. So I got a pen actually that says Reverend Dog. If you can believe that, I'd show it to you, but it's buried somewhere in my house. But anyways, good story. Anyway, John, how about we do some King of the Roadies for our friend Josh Boyce, guys?
Absolutely.
I'll do a little sign off when we're done here. So if you're just showing up, we're almost done. We try to keep these to like 45 under an hour. So I'll let Johnny take it from here, and then we'll do a little wrap up. We're done. All right, dude.
Absolutely. But
Play the song,
first,
King of the Roadies. Oh, you want to do this now? Okay.
right this second. That was real. That happened. I hope that poor kid is all right, wherever he's at in the universe. Lindsay and Joe Miller, God bless your souls for finding that thing. God bless you
Oh,
both. Wherever that dude is in the universe. Dude, just that's when you know you got to take it easy on the drink, man. All right.
that was actually pretty truthful too, you
I
guys. I
guarantee
mean,
you
he wasn't showing anything.
some girls going to be hearing that. That's my fiance. All right. All right.
All right, Josh Boyce, this song wasn't necessarily written for you, but it is definitely you fit right into the profile, brother.
Yes,
Cheers to
we
you.
refuse to say that this is actually for Josh, just in case we get sued down the line. People be like, "You are in collusion with this guy," and we'll be like, "Yes, we ran drugs and guns with him for many, many years." King of the roadies, 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 roadies. Back when I started this job, a guy could buy smokes for about $2. Baby, these days I'm all in a haze. Skip the nicotine blaze, 2 skinny J's. Another motel, count them sheep. Another greasy diner where the pie's so sweet. Back on the road, haul this load, spread the gospel of the rock and roll. It's a hot summer day and I really want to die, but the show it must go on. We keep climbing up a ladder like a monkey on a circus. Something's always going wrong. Even though I try to play it cool, like I got my act together, know what I gotta do. If you got a problem, hey pal, screw you. Never mess with a man with a neck tattoo. He's the king of the roadies. Whip it out, plug it in, let the party begin. King of the roadies, the main model of man who got the sound dialed in. All the other roadies call him king. Making out with the girl with the nose ring. King of the roadies, pack up, tear down, rock another hick town. It's been 10 years, 20 pounds, 30 million brain cells ago, and I hit that road. Had a different girl in every town. All needed loving and I laid them down. Bye-bye, gotta fly, cause that highway's beckoning. Open road reckoning. Now I was leaving Minnesota on my way to North Dakota. Got the pedal to the metal, gotta be on time. Talking about the last one, dreaming about the next one. Breakdown, baby, this is where we shine. So long to the lovely lady from the night before. Hello, senorita, shaking it on the dance floor. Gimme a little sugar, can I have a little more? Have a little sugar. Hey, king of the roadies, whip it out, plug it in, let the party begin. King of the roadies, the main monitor man, he got the sound dialed in. All the other roadies call him king. Making out with the girl with the nose ring. King of the roadies, pack it up, tear it down, rock another hick town. Ha. Ha. Baby, get funky. Baby, won't you make it pretty? Baby, get funky. Keep it funky, I'm feeling pretty. I do what I like, sugar. I'm the king. Feels good. Door's about to open up, the maniac's in. Girls backstage, yeah, they gotta be tens. Out of my mind, that butt is kind. Feeling funky, feeling pretty, gotta be on time. Left me in the desert in a cloud of dust. Doing 45 in a rusted out bus. Bought me a truck down in Santa Fe. Now I keep it parked down by the lake. He's a king of the roadies. Whip it out, plug it in, let the party begin. King of the roadies, the main monitor man, let the sound dialed in. All the other roadies call him king. Making out with the girl with the nose ring. Roadie, pack it up, tear it down, rock another hick town. Pack it up, tear it down, rock another hick town. Trailers for sale around. Rooms that have $1, baby, 50 cents. He's the king of the roadies. It's for our boy Josh.
Good job, buddy. Hey, guys, so we're gonna bid you adieu. However, this one was a little off the rocker. I kind of liked it. I encourage you guys to give us some topics and some content. We can come up with plenty, but we've heard all of these stories like a million times. So help us out with each other so that I don't have to keep muting him. We're gonna do this again next week. We're shooting for either Saturday. John, what works better for you, Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon this week for a garage show?
Not sure. Let me
Okay.
get back to
We're
you.
gonna be in touch with you guys. We're either gonna do Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon for our friends in Whitefish at the Great Northern, where we were supposed to be this weekend. We're going to do the same format that we've been doing, but I think I'm actually going to set up my kick in congas, and we're going to do a full blown deal with at least his guitar plugged in and some vocals through the Bose. So that's kind of what we got planned. We're going to do this one probably again Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week, one of those three. So you got like a week to fire up your thoughts and story requests and all that stuff. John, got anything to add on that, or?
We love you all and thank you guys so much as always. Onward, friends. Like we just got to keep this thing together, even if it's fraying in the wind, man. We just got to keep it together. So,
Amen to that.
Carl, yeah,
Onward and
Jen, good to
upward,
see you. Yeah,
onward and
Courtney, cheers.
upward, as we always say. And
Yeah.
I say it every time. Thank you guys for being here and putting up with our BS. And we miss you guys. The fact that we
Yeah,
are
man.
doing a live chat and I look like the dude that sells ShamWows is fantastic. That's how much we miss talking to you guys. And some of you guys made the comment too that you heard us talk more here and have heard more stories and feel like you know us better here than you ever have, and you've seen us for 5 years playing live. I agree with that because we don't ever get to hang out with you guys. So this is our way of
Yeah.
being able to converse and stay sane as well. So love you, all of you, even you, Benny. Congratulations to the
Even the Grizz
Hershey's.
fans,
Happy
even the Mark
birthday to Ken
Rodriguez's.
Stockwell.
Yeah, happy
Um,
birthday, Ken.
yeah, love
Yeah,
you all.
love
Be in
y'all.
touch. Keep on the updates on the Facebook page. I'll let you guys know when we're going to go live, but it'll be either Saturday or Sunday afternoon. Quarantine cocktail happy hour.
Love y'all.
Whiskey Wednesday.
Boom.